Substitute the word pissed or piss with angry when you're mad. That's simple. Then you won't be pissed off. Another term that's very, there's many meanings in American culture, is screw up. When you screw up something, it can have a few meanings. You could use it for a person, an event. If someone is a screw up, when you're using it as a noun, it's a person who makes many mistakes. So, for instance, if someone is a screw-up, they're making many mistakes. You could just simply say, he is a screw-up. Why is he a screw-up? Maybe he's a screw-up at work. He screws up all of the paperwork all the time. His boss doesn't like him because he's a screw-up. He may be late for work all the time, so he is a screw-up. He makes many mistakes all the time. When used as a noun. We could use the phrase screw up in a verb, to screw up. You could screw up a situation very easily. It's like making a mistake or causing damage to a situation. For instance, when you screw up, a person is a screw up, they can screw up their work. They can screw up driving. That's simply. Maybe he doesn't know how to drive very well. So the person can screw up and cause damage to the car by wrecking it. Mainly because he is a screw up, but the action is to screw up. Very similar. For instance, they screwed up the paint job. Now here, it's action. It's saying the people who painted the room or area screwed it up. That is action. They didn't do a very good job. It's damaged. With the verb part, we could say mistakes causes damage. Here, when they paint it, it was screwed up. It's damaged. They have to redo it or have someone else fix it. Also, you could say, I really, as a verb as well, screwed up the report. I really screwed up the report. I damaged the report. I didn't do it right. I made many mistakes on the report. So I screwed it up. I really screwed it up. Action. This person is a screw up because he screwed up. There's one other way of using the word screwed up. Probably a little bit more complicated in terms of, has to do with a person's mental state, the way they're treated, has to do with emotions. So, when we say that person, well, in this case, it means to scar or to hurt a person emotionally. So, when someone is emotionally hurt or emotionally scarred, it has to do with the way they feel. It could be something that happened to them as a child, usually maybe a parent or someone who wasn't that friendly to a child or person can really screw up a person. For instance, you could say, her father really screwed her up. Now, how can the father really screw her up? Well, maybe he was abusive verbally. He always yelled at her, or he just ignored her. So as she grew up, she became screwed up emotionally because she lacks what she needed in that situation. Love, a father figure, could be any situation. The problem with using the screwed up, it has to do with emotions in this part. For instance, okay, anybody can make someone screwed up in a situation. Usually when you're younger, a bully, someone who bullies someone, can really screw that person up. Just having a bad experience. Maybe even just having a travel experience on a plane. The plane was rocking too much. That could screw a person up, and they won't fly again. That simple. So, we could use it as a verb, we could use it as a noun, or to emotionally scar someone. Screw up. Now there are, let me give you a little dialogue. One person could say, I got into a bad accident today. And the second person can say, my car is, or I bet your car is really screwed up. In this situation, when we're using the car is screwed up, it's now damaged. Also, did you hear about John, or did you hear about Bill? A person could say, no, what happened to him? He got caught beating up two of the younger kids in school. Then the next person would say, well, they should know he would do that because he's really screwed up, emotionally screwed up. He has a problem, and that's why he did it. Basically, screwed up means something is ruined. Make mistakes, or emotionally scarred. To screw it up. A few other terms I want to go over. Some phrases that may have different context meaning than what is said. For instance, if a person says, are you nuts? As a question, they're asking this person if they're serious. Are you serious? Or are you crazy? When you're using the word nuts, it has to do with you cannot be serious. You have to be crazy to ask me something like that. For instance, why don't we drive to a beach tomorrow and you could skip work, even though the beach is like 200 kilometers away? Person can respond, are you nuts? I can't be late for work. That situation is too serious. You must be crazy. You could use this in a playful expression too. Hey, why don't we go out tonight? I know you have to get up early, but it'll be fun. You know, are you nuts? I can't be late for work again. You have to be crazy. You can't be serious about it. So, if someone says, are you nuts? Depending on what you have done and what you have said, can explain the situation. It's usually playful. If you use it in a harsher tone, are you nuts, or louder, then yes. Then it could be maybe a more serious situation. A familiar term It's very similar to are you nuts, is are you out of your mind? Now this expression, are you out of your mind, is also a question that isn't literal. It's not saying that you are out of your body floating around when we're referencing mind. It just means you can't be serious again. Not serious. This might be a little bit more extreme, a little more harsh situation than are you nuts. Are you out of your mind literally means are you crazy. But it's stronger. It's a stronger situation than saying are you nuts. You know what, I don't want to watch those kids tonight. They'll be fine on their own, even though they may be very young. A person could say, are you out of your mind? They can't watch themselves. They can get hurt. It's a more serious situation. Saying that the person is a little crazy, which the person probably is if they're out of their mind. People who commit crimes, violent crimes, murder, just stealing, lots of people would say they're out of their mind for doing those things because it's way too serious. Nothing that most people would do ethically. They must be crazy. They must be out of their mind. To go over it one last time, are you nuts? Means are you possibly serious with this situation? Very playful. A lot more playful than are you out of your mind, but both can be used in the same sense. Are you out of your mind is more serious. I think it means you're a little bit more angry at this situation. Basically, if you're saying, are you out of your mind, you're crazy. It's too serious, and if someone says that to you, you might want to think about what you're saying and then maybe change it if you're angry. Are you nuts? Are you out of your mind?